Hi friends, it's decoration day. I have the cutest cakes lined up today. First up, I'm working on this super gorgeous birthday cake. My client requested a deep wine color palette and she wanted vintage piping. It took me the longest time ever to get the shade right, but it was so worth it. I made this color by mixing together Americolor's red, brown, and purple and then blending it with my immersion blender. She wanted the piping to be pretty minimal, so I did a top and bottom shell border and then went in with a smaller shell tip around the cake. Then I added some matching deep wine colored bows and cherries to top it off. Next up, I'm working on another vintage cake. To pipe the ruffles, I'm using a Russian ruffle tip, also linked in my Amazon storefront. My client sent me an inspo for this design, so I was referencing that. Next, I'm using a Wilton 4B tip for the shell borders. I added some more ruffles around the side, but kept it pretty minimal because I'll be piping fruits. Then I started adding the fruits, which were small strawberries and cherries. I gave both of them a stem and then added seeds to the strawberries. I also piped some small red bows and then finished off the cake by adding edible pearls. Next, I'm working on a Under the Sea themed cake. This is my absolute favorite theme for kids' cakes and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I made all of the fondant decoration in advance. My favorite part is the turtle and the octopus. I also added some fishes and here's the final spin. Next up, I'm working on a espresso martini cake. My client requested a light color for the base and then darker vintage piping throughout. I've done the espresso martini cake a few times now and it's always so fun to play around with the different variations. This cake was definitely on the heavier vintage piping side. I finished off the cake by adding gold pearls and fondant espresso beans. Finally, my last cake of the day was this super cool monster truck themed cake. I used my Cricut to cut out the custom name stencil. The monster trucks were pretty light, so I kind of just stuck them into the cake. I wanted dirt spilling out of the truck, so I piped some chocolate frosting and then used crumbled up chocolate cake as dirt. I added some more trucks and race flag toppers and flames. And finally, here are all the cakes. I am so obsessed with every single one of them.